Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome to It's a Long Story, a place where we roll dice, we tell stories, and we create magic. We are here with the awesome, the amazing, the Technicolor. Yeah, there's different colors around. Yeah. Good news. This is in Technicolor because it's
Not a sponsor.
the 2020s. We're here with the Mongoose Crew. Everybody, take a look at your camera, wave, and say hi.
Hi.
Hello. For those that have no idea what this is, hi. We are a D&D live stream that runs every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, having this many parties, living, existing, and breathing in the same homebrew world, the wonderful, beautiful world of Estera. Yeah, we're here. We're all here, which is nice.
Yay.
So that's very good. Yay. Just a couple of announcements. As I mentioned last week, no new information on this, but just a kind of a quick heads up. In March, we will most likely be starting up some new one-shot stuff, most likely taking place in the late afternoon is the newer information on that. So some stuff during the week. So if you were interested as you're watching through this session or any of the other sessions of recent number, and are interested in playing in a one-shot that I'll have, please check out our page where you can do that. You can sign up for them. It'll be at startplaying.games/GM/It's a Long Story. I used to have a slide for that, but that is a million light years away right now. So there will be none until at least March. So I will give more information on that as we get there. But also, if you are wanting to support the channel, first off, thank you. Appreciate that. You can do so by liking and subscribing where you're watching this, whether that is on YouTube or Twitch. You can also check out our Instagram and our TikTok down below at It's a Long Story _TTRPG. Please and thank you. That's it. That's all I got. Do you guys want to know what Miranda got me for Valentine's Day?
Sure.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
She got me. Thanks, Jamie. She got me multiple. I guess like a subscription sort of thing to multiple different artisanal root beers.
Ooh,
That's awesome.
That I've gotten last month, this month, and next month.
That's the gift that keeps on giving the whole season.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Jaron printed me out this
Whole
card
fiscal
that
quarter.
I choose you. Oh, dang, you can't see.
You get put in for your face.
Yeah. Oh wait, clip.
Your face. Your face. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. And the best is he wrote inside of it, "I use Sharpie for you, love, Jaron."
Beautiful.
And
That's
he.
love.
Special.
No, it's not love. He was trolling me because I complained to him all the time about how it's so annoying that Donald Trump signs things in Sharpie and why can't he be an adult?
Oh.
Because he's a piece of shit. That's
I
why.
didn't know that. I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know that he does that.
He signs things in Sharpie and it drives me insane. Out of all the things that could make me angry,
What a fucking okay.
But it's permanent marker.
Yeah.
So it's permanent. It's sticking around. It's going to be
if
permanent.
I went to the bank and took out a friggin' permanent marker and signed a check that way, everyone in the bank would be looking at me like, "Are you an idiot?"
Man, there is so much to say about that orange person.
Dumpster fire. Yes.
But that just for some reason that crosses the line with me.
For some, it enrages me.
Yeah, because I mean, if you have multiple pages, this is what we're gonna do today, guys. If you have multiple pages of documents that you're having to now make sure it doesn't leak through to the other side.
You have to use like thicker cardstock just for this one president, like, and also he gives them away like everyone does with executive orders. He's like, "Give this one to this person." I'm like, I don't want your friggin' Sharpie. Like,
It's amazing.
Sorry. All right. I'm mad now.
Is it a Sharpie marker?
It's legit.
Or is it like a Sharpie pen?
No, it's a straight up Sharpie. It's felt
just
tip.
a Sharpie marker.
It's the permanent marker he used to circle on a map that one time when he was like.
It's
When he redirected the hurricane.
This is what I'm going to say. It's what you use for autographs.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Is that's not the official executive order? They just do it. It's like a kid menu, right? Like, here, you draw on this.
It's the worst too because you can hear the signing of it. You're never not going to hear it now if you ever hear him sign an executive order. You can hear the shh, 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 shh,
Oh
shh.
my gosh. I can't.
It's
I
the
don't want
worst
to.
ASMR ever.
I don't want to do this anymore.
Hey,
And that, yeah.
Hey, can we live in a fantasy world for like 4 to 5 hours?
I think
Yeah.
we're gonna have to.
Can we
Yeah.
kill monsters?
I know. I like that we
Or each
try
other.
not to, be too like political or anything, and then I'm like Sharpies, guys, and we just lose it.
I bet Grinchelli signs things in Sharpies too.
Oh, she's too elegant for that. I feel like.
Yeah, she's way too elegant for that.
No,
she's,
we have too much.
Yeah,
We have respect for Grincelli on a basic level.
on
Yeah.
a basic level. Yeah.
Now
Paul does
she-
for sure, though.
Oh yeah,
Who?
tall.
Tall.
So, yeah.
And and Guar's father for sure does.
Because
signs it like this.
Marcus.
Yeah,
Does
no, he
that
doesn't
mean
hold.
that Marcus is going to feel like Trump to you?
He
No,
doesn't hold the pen like this. He holds the pen like this.
Wait, is
we've never seen
Guar
Marcus
Eric Trump?
Monomarth or Donald
I
Trump in the
was.
same room. So
That's true. You have
I've been reformed.
what a crazy statement that Lorian just said.
Hey, welcome everybody. If you want to support our channel, thank you.
Thank
Uh,
you.
all right, we'll cut it in post.
We'll be signing autographs in giant orange felt tips.
Mhm.
Oh, that's crazy. Wow.
Felt tips.
Felt tips. That's the new. That's the new. It's not Mongoose Crew anymore. We're the felt tips. That's
I'm gonna do the
silly.
recap.
Yeah. Why don't you do the recap now? Let's go ahead now.
All right. So we started last session with Guar and Brimhilda discussing her research into simulacrums, and she tells him what she's learned. Basically, that we might be able to figure out who is one and who isn't by cutting ourselves on the palm or whatever to see if we bleed. Actual blood, because their simulacrums need ice or snow in order to be made, and it kind of works as their blood, so there might be like ice in their veins or something like that. So anyway, she says it's that it's an idea, and then they kind of go back and forth discussing whether they should wait for Saren to do this, because we all know we're really only testing each other's blood for Raylor and not for any of us. So Brimhilda's being very kind and saying maybe we should wait for Saren in case this goes bad. So they also do discuss too that the book that she was reading is really clear that anyone under this type of spell is under the will of whoever created them, but it maybe not all of the time, but some of the time. So that's fun. So Brimhilda and Guar leave the after they both cut their own palms to show that they both bleed real blood. They go downstairs to see Eldrin and Raylor. They decide, like I said, that they're going to wait for Saren to do anything. So Brimhilda is super awkward and tries to act like there's nothing going on when her and Guar approach. Eldrin immediately knows that something's going on, and especially when Brimhilda says that she's going to just go make everyone some coffee. So Eldrin follows her to see what it is that she's hiding. So Brimhilda tries even further to show that to not tell Eldrin what's going on until everyone else is there, and says that her and Guar broke up. It's not true. They didn't, and Eldrin's able to kind of force out of her what's going on. So Eldrin throws a wrench into that when she tells her that, well, Volmos bled when we saw him, and it was real blood. So that made Brimhilda kind of second guess her theory. Let's see. So Eldrin also cuts her own hand to prove a point, and then they decide to wait for everyone, so everyone can see for themselves who is or who is not a simulacrum. Meanwhile, Guar and Raylor talk. Guar is going to be guarding Raylor without Raylor knowing. Guar proceeds to gush about Brimhilda and his hopes and dreams with her, but is also realistic about his future. Everything he wants, but also saying that I might die gloriously in battle, and that's okay too. Wilbur walks in and joins the conversation. We also learned a new phrase, a new saying in Dwundelver that I'm hoping we hear a lot. It's, "You seem like a decent fella. I'd hate to kill you." And then Guar kind of puts his foot in his mouth a little bit and insinuates he and Saren had a thing, and Raylor seems pretty uncomfortable about that and says it's fine. But there's never any resolution on that part, which is hilarious. And then
I was
Raylor
talking about her prowess in battle. Okay.
yeah, and Raylor does try to kind of get away from the situation for a little bit and tries to go get some air, but Guar won't let him go by himself. So they decide to go outside to poop together, despite Raylor's uncomfortableness. So
It was his idea.
yeah, it was his idea. So Milo, Saren, and Noros, meanwhile, are heading back to the Grove. Saren fills the boys in on what she saw with Ianthe, or who we know it's someone that looks like Ianthe, but we think it's Ianthe, and the big gnoll, as well as the cloaked figure with Ianthe. Noros confides in Milo and Saren after they are like, "Man, what's going on with you?" that he's kind of been bored and also feels useless. So they do encourage him, which is really nice. They also talk about Drew, and they decide not to tell her about the Grove, and that they're just going to warn Riley to watch out and maybe have the trees keep a watch on these gnolls. The good thing is Saren looks normal again, and every time someone mentions that to her throughout this session, she's going to remind them, "Yeah, it's great for today. Thanks for reminding me. I need to do this tomorrow and every day for the rest of my life." So we get back to Marvin, and Eldrin and Brumhilde go back to the war table to see no Raylor or Guar and only Wilbur. Brumhilde then has to endure the awkwardness of Eldrin and Wilbur not talking to each other, and she does fill Wilbur in on everything that's going on. Guar and Raylor return, and let's see. And after we try to make it seem like we have nothing that we're hiding from him, he catches on very quickly and asks us to cut the bullshit. So Eldrin just kind of cuts to the chase and says, "We don't trust you. We have things we need to discuss with the whole group, and until they get back, we're not going to discuss it." And then he leaves to take a nap. So Milo, Saren, and Noros return, and there's a lot of discussions about pooping outside that occur. There's also Eldrin and Noros making out in the sending closet. Huxley tells Saren he's glad she's okay, and then Guar explains to the group, while Eldrin and Noros aren't there, so everyone knows but Noros, what's going on in Brumhilde's theory. And Brumhilde asks Marvin to summon Raylor so that we can do this test. So Raylor comes down and things are explained to him, and Guar, Eldrin, and Noros all cut their palms, and before Saren cuts hers, Raylor stops what he seems to think is just a charade at this point and says, "We all know why we're here, let me just do mine." He just wants to get on with it. So it looks great at first. Raylor bleeds red and then gives a whole speech about how he's been treated, and that at some point he hopes he'll be accepted and his difficulties will not be in vain, and he'll have a hard time forgetting and forgiving how he was treated. And during that speech, Saren notices that his blood is no longer dripping red and is dripping just a different color onto the ground, which she signals to Eldrin. And Eldrin clocks it and decides to let Raylor finish his speech. She doesn't want to be rude. And so once he's done with the speech, Eldrin asks him to sit down. He, I think, wants to leave the room with his dignity or whatever, and was like, "No, that was great." But Saren's like, "Buddy," and tells him to look at the floor. Raylor's shocked and horrified. Guar's immediately changes from sweet Guar to crackling with eldritch energy. And Raylor needs a moment to himself, but we tell him he can't be alone, so Saren needs to go with him. Before Saren and Raylor go upstairs, Raylor removes his arcane focus and daggers and hands them both to Saren. So Eldrin tells the group that we need to stay vigilant, and we discuss the mechanics of simulacrum with scrying and being compelled to give us up and that kind of stuff, and how difficult this is going to be when Guar says that he doesn't want to take any chances, basically, and asks if Saren could collect Raylor's soul, which Milo and Eldrin very quickly tell him that's not a viable option. We can't ask her to do that. So Eldrin then tries to talk some sense into Guar, but he's so focused on Raylor being a traitor and the danger he poses that he doesn't seem to be able to see reason at the moment. He says Saren is compromised, and Eldrin reminds him that so is she and so is everyone else here, except for Milo, because Milo's issues aren't related to Tal. He's just a werewolf. So they get into a deeper conversation about this. Eldrin tells Guar that if he can't see the difference between someone willingly betraying us versus someone unwillingly being controlled, then he shouldn't be our commander. She also mentions some stuff about Broomhilda and choosing not to kill her, and that Raylor deserves that same consideration. And so with Milo's help too, him and Eldrin are able to talk some sense into Guar, and he sits down and calms down. Then there's a beautiful talk between Saren and Raylor that is basically he wants her to let him go for her own safety. She says no way, and that she'll find a way to make him whole. And he doesn't think that this is going to end well, but Saren is very adamant that it will, and it has to, and she'll make sure of it. So Eldrin and Norris then go up to Saren in Raylor's room. And Eldrin casts Commune and talks to Bersana. She learns that Raylor, the real Raylor, is alive, and also that she is equipped with the abilities to protect the group as well as Raylor from being controlled or hurting us. She just has to figure out how. And then Raylor agrees to doing a zone of truth with us as long as Saren purposely fails as well, and he can ask her one question. And then Raylor asks Saren if when she finds the real Raylor, will she let him go? Saren says no, she will not. And then he rephrases and says if she only has limited time and has to choose, would she let him go or let him die, basically. And she again is stubborn and refuses, and it's beautiful, and says that she'll do everything in her power to not let that happen, and she will not let him die. The end.
La fin.
If this was my stand-up at work, I'd say over, so the next person could go.
It's helpful.
Can't hear you.
Can't hear you, Joe.
So sorry.
There you go.
Apologies. I was saying, thank you, Lorianne. Appreciate it. Any added pieces, friend? Anything else to add?
Okay. Very thorough as always.
Okay. Alrighty. Cool. With that, I think it's time to talk some more about these felt tips. Wait,
Let's feel some tips.
is it? It's nope. I can't. Nah, fuck it.
Eldrin looks into her bag
It's
of
tip
holding.
feeling time.
Yeah.
Just the tip, though, right?
That's all we feel. Jesus.
This zone of truth's about to get real weird.
Yeah.
Jesus. You guys want to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I guess so.
Okay. Let's do it. Quar. You are sitting in a room with Wilbur and Norris. Wilbur and Norris are
Norris is with me.
Oh, correct. Yes. Oh, so there's
Milo.
someone else here. Oh, Milo. That's right. So Milo was catching up Wilbur on what was on the information that was gathered during the trip. I will say, actually, I'd like to kind of take it from Milo explain to Wilbur what they figured out from their little night hunt.
So we found some gnolls, and we all three of us equally had a part in. Milo's going to make eye contact with Noros, and we
He's
all.
not in the room.
Oh, he's not in the room. Oh,
Upstairs.
I know. I just missed something. Milo's going to look up at the stairway, and we all three equally took part in killing 2 gnolls. And then I heard this rustling and scream a ways away, which sounded suspiciously like Drusilla. And so I covertly very much did not give our location away. Very smoothly figured out that it was probably Drusilla, and we walked towards that way and discovered it totally was her. And we found this whole camp of gnolls, and we were like, well, Saren only needed 1 soul, right? We don't have to, like, take on all 40 of these gnolls and this giant guy with a flail that I definitely want to circle back on and take that flail from him. And then we made our way back. It didn't seem like Drew was in charge of anything. It seemed like she was just kind of working, but that's where we're at. Information conveyed. Over.
Oh.
When you mention the gnoll,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed that part there. Did you mention anything about what it was carrying or wearing?
I did mention that it had a flail that I wanted to take from him. That's it.
While this conversation is happening, I think Guar he's like sort of half listening, but sort of still looking up the stairs. I would get up and drag my chair to where it would be in between the area where you're coming out down the stairs and the door.
Okay.
So I just get up and take my chair. And then I sit back down.
Fair enough.
I'm drinking my cold coffee.
That was quite a hunt you had.
Yeah, and then I came back and I stepped in Guar's shit, and I don't know, and then I think you picked up, like, you've been here since I got back, so it's about where I pricked my thumb, and I'm not a robot or simulacrum or
A what?
anything.
What do you mean you stepped in Guar's shit?
There was. Did you not? You weren't here. You weren't here for the. Okay, so Guar and
I will
Raylor.
take this one. I will take this one. So Raylor's weird, and I agreed to keep an eye on him. He wanted to go outside for some air, and then said he needed privacy to go shit. And so I said, well, I have to go too, so I'll go with you. And then one thing led to another, and I shit in a bush.
And left it for anybody to walk through. Who
It was
happened to
in
be
a
trying
bush,
to find.
Milo. I got it out of the way. I never thought for a second you would walk through a bush.
I mean, you know, if I was like trying for cover the whole, I was going from bush to bush. It was like we were trying to cover our tracks, and then I started tracking crap quickly behind me. It's not. I'm not mad. I'm just like disappointed. It's gross. I'm grossed out. It was a weird, like, I'm a part-time dog, and I know to find a corner people aren't gonna like walk through.
I didn't realize you needed to, have so much bush work in there. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe
I
out.
can't stop smelling it. I don't want to breathe.
It'll be okay.
Wilbur's just gonna hang his head in shame with all the talk about, oh, we just shit anywhere.
We're tied to a wheel. Your fingers gotta feel, okay? So just we gotta move on to a new topic of conversation. Let's leave that shit in the past, and let's figure out what the fuck we're gonna do with Raylor.
I mean, can we? I mean, is there a world where is there a world where this can be advantageous, or is this immediately a problem for us?
I don't expect any of you to understand, but when my resistance army was crushed, it was because we had moles and spies in our midst. We had traitors. This feels the same. Who knows who or what or how Raylor is being used. We don't know who caused the simulacrum. We don't know if he did it himself, if someone else did it. We don't know anything. And I think that's what they're trying to figure out now. But for now, I don't want to take any chances. I'm calm now, but I don't know for how long. If it were up to me, I would end that right now.
That makes
Sorry,
sense.
I know that's brutal, but
No,
war is
I mean,
brutal.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I don't have a lot of emotional connection with Raylor, but
That's not Raylor.
well, it's a Raylor. I mean, we
It's
saw
a
how
Lord.
we saw how emotionally draining it was for Eldrin to deal with her brother. I think it's I don't think it's going to be lighter on Saren. I don't necessarily think it's or at least I don't think it's kind to expect it to be lighter on Saren. And we've seen how long it's taken for how long it took Eldrin to get to a I don't know about Milo's gonna like quickly glance over at Wilbur. I don't know about like good terms, but like how long it's taken Eldrin to get to like a functional space with us again since all that happened.
All I know is I would rather have Saren angry with me than dead.
That's fair. I'd rather have her us than Eldrin. I don't want her to hit me. She scares me sometimes.
I'll stand
I'll be
in front
honest.
of you. I'll stand in front of you. It'll be fine. I'll take it.
She's got those blades. It doesn't matter what's in front of you. She's got those blades that immediately hit you. It's like
I will block it.
I don't know if that's how that works.
That's exactly how it works.
They're psychic. I don't know.
Then I'll psychically block it. What do you... I am really good at fighting.
I know you are. And I know like we as a group, but like I don't want to go like I don't want to fight. I don't want to argue like I don't know. I know like everything's heavy and everything, but like I don't know. And there's some like lead box we can shove this Raylor in for. I mean,
Look,
Huxley's not around, right?
Saren is the last person I want to be on their bad side.
Okay, cool. I know Huxley got like abandoned in a cell, and that was traumatic and everything. But like, this is a Raylor. Is there like somewhere we can hide him that he can't see where we're at, or he can't like know anything, but he's still around, so we don't have to like actively kill him? Just like passively
Look,
kill him. I don't know. That sounds worse now that I'm saying it out loud.
I wouldn't want any of you on my bad side. Saren especially with that contract with that Death Incarnate. We've worked so hard to get ourselves to this place, and we need now more than ever to build more momentum and gain strength, because without it, we will not succeed. And anything that would hinder our plans, we need to take this seriously. We need to be mindful of what we say around him, what details we give. We need to be strategic about this.
Oh yeah, he cannot know. I mean, he already knows where we're going and a lot of who we're meeting, so that's kind of unfortunate at this point.
Why do you think I want to not take any chances? I'm sorry, I don't mean to put this on the two of you.
I mean, no, objectively, I think you're probably right. I just want to name the emotional toll that I think it'll take on top of keeping us safe. I think that is the safest way to do this. However, I think it should be a little bit more. I think we need to have a group conversation beforehand. So we can all be on the same page, I guess.
A little purple crackle of Eldritch energy kind of zips across my chest and into my hand. I want to agree with you so badly, Milo. You've done nothing but provide us with calm and frankly wisdom ever since we've all joined up, and I trust you the way I trust the rest of the original Mongoose Crew. And I appreciate what you're saying. I just cannot shake. I can't shake the memories of the betrayal I experienced with...
Yeah,
we
don't
need assurances.
I don't expect you to.
We need assurances that somehow that we will not be betrayed.
Yeah,
Wilbur,
I think... Yeah.
Wilbur, what do you think?
I think Wilbur to lighten the mood, because this feels real heavy, is going to spit in his paw and hold it out. Assurances.
Well, the idea that Wilbur saw this in a marketplace somewhere,
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, and was like, "Yeah, that's what that word means."
Yeah, that's what that looks like. Yeah. I mean, yeah, no. How do we get assurances from everyone though? I mean, you could get assurances. Those are just words, though.
Well, we also spit in our hands and shook them.
Well, yes, that works for, you and I. brothers that
I reach out to Milo.
shit in the outside together, you know.
As he shakes your hand, I think one of the positive things is Raylor being in inside of Marvin, as far as we know, cannot be reached if we don't want him to be reached, with the exception of those moon people.
Moon people.
The Watchers that
Yeah.
Eldrin saw.
Oh.
Which I mean that's above my head to worry about, or I can't fix that. But I think that the closest thing to security we have right now is and Milo's gonna pat the floor, is good old Marvin, keeping us insulated, and I don't know aside from talking it out with Saren and seeing where she's at about a more permanent security. That's all we got to trust right now is the abilities of your girlfriend.
Wait, what?
Come on, Broomhilda, you know what I mean.
I know, but we haven't really had that talk, really. But I mean, I know it's kind of like a foregone conclusion, I guess, at this point. But it's complicated. I take another sip of my cold coffee. You know, I think this is not as bad as I thought it would be. You know, if it was colder and maybe like had a I could, you know, get it through a straw or something, like this could be a pretty good cold brew.
Milo's gonna stick his finger in your coffee and prestidigitate it colder, and leave little ice chunks in it. I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
As you say that, you're looking it up? Okay.
Yeah. You chill or warm or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material for 1 hour.
Incredible.
I thought it was.
That is amazing.
Wilbur, taste this. We could sell this.
I mean, drink it fast. It's not gonna last that long. I'll have to keep chilling it, but
I don't consider myself a coffee drinker, but I just would like to remark that I feel as though
brain freeze.
If Broomhilda heard you questioning what the label of your relationship was, I think she would probably deck you. And it would look a lot like that, actually.
Oh,
That's some cold proof to get a brain freeze from.
there were ice
it's
chunks.
really cold. My eyes are watering. Oh, I'm not questioning the status of our relationship, Wilbur. I was saying I don't want to make any assumptions. I think she's fantastic. You know that.
I know you're not questioning the status, but you're confused about the labeling of it. And
I know, but when she smiles, she doesn't do it that often, but when she does, oh my god. I gotta find a way to get her to stay. I don't know what it's gonna be. It's gonna suck so bad. I have to make all these days count. And I don't want to deal with fake Raylor. I can't even. That cold brew fucked with my brain. Holy shit.
No, we can call him Rayloy.
Rayloy. We just don't need this right now. We need these days to count. We need to defeat fucking Tall. I need to get Gwen Delver back. I need to protect all of you, and you need to protect all the other people, and we need to finish this shit. And this is a bump in the fucking road.
I'm hearing that you have a lot on your plate.
Yes, of course I do, Wilbur. This is a big fucking deal.
As
You should know that.
commander, yeah, that makes sense. You have a lot going on. The first thing we got to deal with. I think we can, like I was saying, we can rest. I feel like we got really focused on the girlfriend word. We can trust in Broomhilda's craft and Broomhilda's skill, and have this conversation honestly, and honestly include Raylor and just say, and just let him know the fact of the matter is he is a security risk, and have all of us together in that conversation. I feel like there's the tendency to have conversations under the table and then have actions happen and then bring everybody in afterwards, which really draws out any sort of progress we can make on the other decisions we need to make and the other situations we need to handle. So I mean, if you name it, it's smaller. If you can name it, it's smaller, I think is the philosophy we need to go with this. If that makes sense.
If you can name it, it's smaller. Guar immediately starts wondering, did I ever name my dick? Okay. Did not. Okay, good.
Boo. Boo. You hear your god say boo.
Boo.
Well, he's never talked to me before.
This is the moment.
I'm gonna pause you guys there. That's a good spot right there, I think. Cool. We move up the stairs. Eldrin, as you cast Zone of Truth, in this moment, stylistically, does the room change? You could say no, but it's just kind of giving you kind of an option of sort of like, what does, is there any sort of like magical sort of feeling or some other change of the senses there?
I don't think anything that they can see. I think for me, there's like maybe because I know someone failed or didn't fail, there's like a shimmering like light kind of thing on everyone because we all failed, that I can see. So there's maybe like I don't know. I think it's only something I can experience.
Yeah, you could say it's from your perspective, actually,
okay.
as describing the yeah. What does Eldrin see as she looks at Raylor, Saren, and Noros in this room?
I think they. I'm trying to think of how to explain what I'm thinking in my head. There's just like a shimmer over each of them. I can see them, but like there's like not a force field, a filter or something, I don't think it's like a bright light. It's just more of like a kind of like a holographic magic card.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Nice. There's like a momentary sort of shimmer that seems to kind of
Yeah.
go around them. Cool.
And so Saren and Raylor have their little sweet moment where Raylor asked his question and Saren basically was just like, I won't let you die and all that stuff. Eldrin is going to interrupt when there's enough of a pause and says, does that suffice, Raylor? Can we move on to my questions? And Saren's.
Yes, I guess so.
Okay. I want you to try to empty your mind as much as possible so that we can get to your subconscious. Okay?
Rather difficult to do at the moment, but I will try my best.
Okay. I guess my first question is, do you recall when you first started losing time and memories?
No.
I look at Saren and like, this is going great. Sorry, I'm opening. I look at Saren and I say, do you have one you want to try?
What's the earliest or the clearest memory that you feel the current you experienced?
You mean like a memory that I can trust is real?
Yeah.
Looks at you. When I saw you come to save me.
Okay.
Well, that's not helpful either. All right. How about, have you ever met Grincelli?
Yes.
Does he look confused when he says yes?
Yeah, he does
Okay.
a little bit. I have, and this is the first success, so there's a moment of vague. I can see her. We're alone. Looks like we are in some sort of office. If I were to guess, it would be her office. She's pacing back and forth. I cannot hear what she says, though. But I know that I know that I'm unbound, but unable to move.
Okay. Have you ever been to Honoria?
No.
When you were at the Charred Bard with Huxley, do you remember talking to someone or something in your sleep?
Do I remember talking to someone in my sleep? I'm sorry, I would imagine I was sleeping. I don't... Oh, well, just in case, but... I don't recall any specific memory of who I'd be speaking with.
Why did you choose to stay behind when Saren went hunting today? Was it because there was a part of you that was afraid or knew you are what you are?
Really not sure. Looking... My initial instinct was that I wasn't entirely sure that was... Saren had a desperation in the past day or so, and I didn't want to exacerbate that in any way or make her feel particularly watched in that. I realize in our conversation that was a little short-sighted of me.
What have you heard about the living light in Tal? Not from us. Before today.
Don't remember hearing anything other than what was discussed. I came to a quick understanding of it. I believe just because the situation called for something supernatural to be the most logical solution. I did not doubt the findings of you all.
Okay. Saren?
The story about you winning these notes and schematics from some old man, is that true? And when did this happen? Where did it happen?
Takes a moment, looking down at the floorboards. Looks up at you and looks up at you, and you can see that his eyes have kind of welled up a little bit as he says to you, "I'm not sure."
She's gonna grab his hand and kind of flip over her hand and show him the ring. Say, "Do you remember how you got this ring? Where it came from?"
I have no recollection of that ring.
You don't remember giving it to Huxley?
I look at Saren and I say, does that mean we can pinpoint a timeline?
Sometime while he was in Nova Soul.
Okay. Okay. Do you remember what's in Maple Leafs? Don't think, just answer.
I'm assuming you want a truthful answer, so roll just in case. But yeah, me please. It's a druidic village. Grincelli. I recall some conversation with that name came up.
Okay. Saren, was there anything from what Huxley told you when Raylor was in Nova Soul? What's that timeline? What when did he give this ring to Huxley?
I would assume right before he left, which he said was about 6 months ago. And she takes her scimitar off her back, and I would assume this as well. Do you know why you would have left this with him and not taken your weapon?
Roll with advantage on that one. Sorry, I don't.
So you had to have been created before Huxley was given this ring by the real Raylor or another copy of you, because you would remember that, correct? Right, Saren? Am I understanding the memory correctly?
Mm-hmm. I would
And
think.
if it was a ring that Raylor wasn't wearing at the time that he was taken or cloned or whatever, whoever's in charge didn't know that was a memory that they needed to implant. I would think.
There we go. It's possible that whatever version of imprints from memories of the real Raylor, that there were certain things that were left unsaid or not considered to be important for many of me there are.
Do you remember standing over Volmos when he was laying on a table with a machine filled with that, I don't remember what it's called, Saren, that weird magic next to you?
The minuum.
Yeah, that.
Joe's trying to remember real. Oh, this would have been.
This is what Volmos told Saren when he woke up when Raylor saved him.
Mm-hmm. And he said it was about a year ago.
Mhm.
Is when it happened.
This is what. Sorry, start again.
The Volmos
This
that
is-
was in the dungeon in Honoria
Mhm.
woke up about a year ago on a table with Raylor standing over him and that machine filled with the diminu whatever magic, and then he was sent to Honoria and tried to kill Corvos.
Specifically, Raylor. Raylor was named.
Mm-hmm.
Saren described him and he said yes, and then she said his name and he said that
Okay.
he recognized that.
Yeah.
Table. He looks right at you, Eldrin. I'm sorry, I do not.
What's your last memory with Huxley?
There were something around a factory. Small factory. But I can't. His face is blurry. I can't hear his words, and to be honest with you, I am not entirely sure that that is real.
Okay. I yelled at you, or not yelled at you. I gave you advice yesterday, and I told you that you made Huxley feel like he wasn't whole and he wasn't enough. Do you know what I was referring to?
Not sure what is entirely real about that. I knew I left. I knew I hurt him.
But you don't remember your fight.
I don't recall.
I think it's because it wasn't you. Eliosaren. I think the real Raylor was with Huxley.
At the very least, it wasn't you. She looks at him. You said you went to the mountains in search of the magical school. Is that just a fuzzy memory, or do you feel that actually happened? Did you think something was luring you there? Or... Damn.
No, high is good. Just heads up. I remember feeling cold. I met someone on the mountain. I was within an inch of my life. I felt that death was creeping up. It's a large being. Huge, long, extended trunk. In my studies of understanding the races around the known races of our known world, I remembered coming across something similar that the skin was gray and heavy. This being was known as I felt quite certain, even in my moment of weakness, that this being was a loxodon of some sort. I had never seen one before in my life, and he stood very tall. And you can see he's kind of getting excited here as he's explaining it, because it is a real memory. He said his name was Tarak. He was a visitor. And he said he was going to... Yes. He said he was going to bring me to people that could give me shelter, food, water. You see him stand up. I woke up. I must have lost consciousness at some point, and I was staring at the face of a human, seemingly, but the eyes weren't quite right. They had this gold sort of shimmer around them. She wouldn't tell me her name. She said I was safe. In the Paya Mountains, there is said to be a lost race of people. I remember reading this on my journeys wherever I came in or ended up. But the known history of Imea. The books just called them Pyrenians. I believe that those are the people that took me in.
What color was the Loxodon's eyes?
Care over that now, Tony. Blue. Bright, piercing blue.
It's better than pink.
Yeah. Is it? At this point, I don't... A visitor. He called himself a visitor. Do you... Besides what we talked about yesterday, these... I know Milo explained it to you. These people that I saw in my vision that just watch us and do nothing. Does that ring any bells to you?
It would not. This figure did seem to have some sort of confidence isn't the right word. It was a calmness. But I remember also remember in him explaining who he is in the brief descriptions that I remember that he seemed tired. Broken, almost.
Did you hear while you were there anything about the blunt axe?
No, but I do have a vague understanding of the folklore around surrounding them. It is truly just a theory, but I do believe that these are descendants of Kalrus.
Norris and Saren, look away for a moment. And I'll pull out my notes, my notebook that I've written down everything from my vision. Remember, and I'm gonna look at Raylor and I'm gonna say, this might hurt, but I want you to look at something. Okay?
Okay.
I open it up, and without looking, I had quickly sketched out that Milo had like crumpled up that piece of paper where I wrote out the symbol, but I would have put it back in my notebook because I didn't want. I specifically had said like we can't let this we can't destroy this because they don't want us to have it. So I show it to him.
Okay.
And I ask him if it means anything to him.
He has advantage on this wisdom save. I should have rolled that, and I don't know why I didn't. That was only a 20. You see him look at it, and you see like there's a moment where that same holographic sort of thing that you see before seems to flash, but then seems to change color to that same sort of like light blue, but it doesn't seem to hit him in the eyes. It's more of like almost like looking like a visor that sort of like flashes, or I guess like maybe like goggles that like seem like kind of flash around his face. Takes it, if you allow him.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful with who you show this to.
What is it? It's something.
Truthfully, I don't know. But it feels... It looks... I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what it is that I'm seeing, but there is... This is not... Actually, I'll have Kayla roll this. Kayla, roll me using Raylor's thing here.
Okay.
Roll me a d20 and add the spell casting modifier. It's +3, but...
Okay. 10.
10, okay. There is... Whatever this is, whatever this represents, it is something that is... something that is incomprehensibly powerful.
Why didn't it hurt you?
This is why I say that it is very important that I explain that my truthfulness here is nothing more than an educated opinion. I believe I'm right. In thinking that there is something that connects all of us. Deity, patron, innate magic users, studiers. There is a force that again, this is just what I believe, but I believe that there is a force out there that is that is not, that surpasses the conceptual ideas of good and evil, or benevolence or cruelty, or all of the tools of emotions that we tie to it, or I do not know. But I believe that my belief is what keeps me grounded here.
I take the notebook or the journal back from him and close it without looking at the image. Who created you?
I don't know.
Is Tall involved?
I would very much assume so.
How many pieces is your soul split into?
You repeat that.
Oh, how many pieces is your soul split into?
I truly and honestly do not know. Actually, I probably shouldn't have even rolled for that. Just heads up. He truly doesn't know.
Okay.
Have you, in your studies, ever heard of a simulacrum being fused back with its original? When you were under the ludus at the desk, do you remember what you were whispering before we saved you?
Above board, did you hear what he was whispering?
I couldn't quite make it out, but something along the lines of, as the face leans up, basking in the sunshine's glow. Yes, beautiful, it is, thank you. And then something about flowers and Valshar.
Give me that first part again.
As the face leans up, basking in the sunshine's glow. Yes, beautiful, it is, thank you. I don't know if that's actually right, but the sunshine's glow part definitely was.
Yeah, I'll say, like, in this DM brain, I think it's safer to just say no.
Okay.
Saren, do you have any more questions before this ends? I can recast it if I need be.
I think that's enough for now.
I think we need to have this conversation with the entire group, but we need to figure out what happens next. You know too much, Raylor. Too many of us let our guards down. and you know where we're going, and you know who we're meeting, and you know why. Until we can figure out how to prevent you from telling your creator all of this, you need to stay here in Marvin. But I also think we can try and figure out how to use this to our advantage and maybe lure out this person, bait them. But we need to do it smartly. We can't be hasty about this. We need to plan and we need to figure this out. I'm with Saren. I will not let the others hurt you.
I suppose that should give me some sense of comfort.
But I look at Saren. I pause. I will make the same agreement that I have with Brimhilda with you. If things get to be too dangerous because of your existence, I will take care of it. Because I know she can't.
Thank you.
But we're not there yet. Just know that I won't let it get further than that. Do you two want some more time alone, or shall we go down and talk to the group?
Do you need more time?
If you need more time, that's fine. You're not going anywhere.
Yes.
And then Eldrin looks at Norris like that was her attempt at a joke.
I think Norris just like looks at you. It's that face of like, it's the face of I didn't even know you were telling a joke. So like you see him like looking at you and then him just
Gave a little
confused on
smirk.
why he's looking at you.
And then I look at him and I say, that was a joke, Norris. Was my inflection not right? It's a joke, he can't leave, so we know he's not going anywhere.
What was
The joking
what's the
part.
joke in that?
Well, it's because it's funny because he can't leave or we would kill him. So me saying you're not going anywhere. I look at
Right.
Saren. Did I miss the mark on that?
Maybe it's not a great time for jokes.
I appreciate the momentary. I'm sorry, I'm under the zone of truth. Horrible attempt at levity. But
It always works when Milo or Guar does it. I don't understand why it fails when I do it.
I would just like to sit by the window and watch the leaves for a while, if that's all right.
That's fine with me. I will fill the group in on the uncomfortable things so that you don't have to endure it again. And then we can have a constructive conversation when you're ready. It's probably best if I can't believe I'm the one saying this. If I deal with the emotions that are downstairs and calm them down.
Thank you for your understanding. considering. Especially considering.
I was cruel to you because I thought that you were purposely deceiving us. I'm happy that that was not the case.
I'm not sure if it will matter in the end.
Well, it matters now because you wouldn't be alive if it wasn't the case. Sorry, Saren.
You see Norris just go, there she is.
And that was not an attempt at a joke. I understand that my tone did not change, just like
No, I understand.
the other one.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they understood. Like everybody just says, yeah, we understand.
Okay. Well, Norris and I will leave you. Saren, you have your ring, and also, I suppose, your voice. Yell for us if you need anything. We can bring up food for you, too.
It is, Saren, I do imagine that this meeting would be important.
You're not going to be alone, Raylor. I'm sorry.
With Marvin, I'm assuming, hearing all that's happening, wouldn't it be okay for him to at least be in a room by himself?
We left Volmos alone for minutes. Minutes in Honoria. Much safer place to me than here, and he was taken. If you don't want to stay with Raylor, that's fine. You can go down and you can meet with them. Noros knows how I feel. He can go with them and speak for me. He's not going to be alone.
I'd be okay with also staying in the room with him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Thank you. Does that work, Saren?
That's fine.
Okay.
Do you want me to stay? Or do you need some time, at least somewhat by yourself? I'll stay with you as long as you need me to.
I feel that there are conversations that are probably needed that, judging from the little time I have spent in your party, that others would be concerned for you not to be present.
Yes, Saren, unfortunately I had to be the level-headed one downstairs.
God. That's concerning.
Well, Milo was level-headed too, I suppose.
So, Guar or Wilbur?
Wilbur didn't say much. Guar... Guar would take care of the situation right now if he didn't respect you as a friend, Saren.
Fantastic.
You spend one moment shitting in the woods with a friend.
There are bathrooms here, by the way.
Yeah, you guys did not need to do that.
No. And I don't blame you for that. Guar should know that there are bathrooms here. He has stayed here before.
Yeah.
That's on him. It's on him.
Oh.
And on Milo, apparently. I look at Norris to see if he laughed at that joke.
Noros,
It's just a little
immediately
smirk.
just goes,
A little smirk.
Ugh.
That
Wow.
one was good, right?
That was good.
Thank you.
That was really good. You see Raylor's not laughing.
Oh yeah, he wasn't downstairs when Milo
Yeah, 'cause he
came
doesn't
back.
know. Yeah, he doesn't understand the joke.
Yeah.
All right. Well, leave you to it then.
Before I leave, I'm gonna go up to Noros and kind of pull him aside, and speak to him in primordial, and just say, I trust you. I know that you know what to do, but if anything happens, your life over his. Always. I kiss him.
Kiss you back. Understood, princess.
That's right. I'm ordering you to live, so
Okay.
you better not disappoint me.
That's fine. Yeah. I mean, if we're getting more jokes like that, there's a reason for me to stick around.
Okay. I'll leave. I'll actually grab Noros and I say, let's just give them a minute. When Saren comes out, you can
Okay.
come back in.
Mhm.
He turns and kind of faces the window, looking outside into the dark expanse of what would be nothing for most, but the limited level of dark vision allows at least a view of the leaves swaying, the branches, trees.
Just gonna go over and just kind of lean her head on his shoulder. Once again, none of this is your fault. We're gonna get through this, and we're gonna figure it out. And I don't know. I can't promise anything, but it'll be okay.
Leans in, kind of kisses the top of your head. Thank you for understanding. There was definitely another way that you could have taken this that I would have also understood. As Eldrin says, the real Raylor may still be out there.
You're part of him. Don't forget that. Tell Noros if you need me, and I'll be here. I have to go deal with whatever chaos is happening downstairs, but I'm here. She'll give him a kiss and
Kisses you back.
leave the door.
In the 3 minutes that you were talking to him, you open the door and Eldrin and Norris are making out.
Slowly closes the door and walks back in.
And when we hear the door open, I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah, I love that. I think that also happened. Sarah
Yeah.
closes it.
Oh.
What's is there something?
No. Saren, she's done. We got a little carried away.
Sorry, that was Raylor.
Oh,
As Sarah,
okay.
as Sarah
I was
closes
like,
the
what's
door,
happening?
Yeah.
They're making out pretty aggressively out there.
Oh.
That was quick.
There are other rooms here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they were doing in the sending closet as well. Like 20 minutes ago?
Maybe don't let Brimhilda know that.
Yeah. Do they know that the house is
Hear a
watching
knock
us?
on the door.
Yeah,
It's Norris.
Yeah.
Can I open the door now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And she opens the door.
Noros goes. I think Noros goes to give you like another kiss, Eldrin, and Eldrin, you're just like, no, come on.
No, I like put my hand up to his chest.
Oh, okay. And you see, he also steps in through the door.
When it's just me and Saren after the door closes in the hall, I study her for a moment. How do you look, Saren? Do you look sad?
Yeah. Just worn out.
Eldrin stares at you a little longer than is socially acceptable. It gets a little awkward until she opens her mouth and says, I don't offer this lightly, but you look... Well, let's just say I know how you feel. Would you like a hug?
Maybe.
Eldrin puts her arms very, like, stiffly around Saren and hugs her. And
Saren hugs her back less awkwardly.
And she taps you on the back like she did with Grian and says, They're there. They're there.
Thanks.
Of course. Don't tell Guar. I don't want him to think that I give hugs for free.
I won't.
Okay.
We should go deal with him.
Yes, he is very angry.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Saren. I'm on your side in this one.
I'm sorry that you can relate, but it's nice to not be alone in this.
It is. Although we're not, with my brother, we're not putting the soul back together and then he gets to live. Mine's still a little sadder. My brother dies at the end. But yes, I'm happy we're in this together.
I mean, we don't know how this will end. We don't even know if that's possible.
That is true. Let's go.
She'll follow Eldrin down the stairs.
You got it. As you guys reconvene together, moment, say, as you guys are heading downstairs, you see the room to the library opens. You see Brimhilda come out. You see that she is carrying what looks to be like a way too many like bundles of like vials, and like there's like this large plant that's kind of like hitting her in the face, and she has like in a pot. Hi. Just preparing.
Can you look at...
Walks
Wait.
into another room.
And I
like,
say,
walk into another
I say,
room,
wait.
Yes.
Can you look up everything? I mean, in that book you have, I want to understand what the difference is between what a normal simulacrum is and what seems to have been created with Raylor and my brother. Because they're different, right? They're different than... like...
Cool. How close is Saren? Saren right there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You see, you see Brimhilda, a momentary glance at the old Brimhilda comes out as she goes, "Oh, sure, yeah, I haven't been trying to figure that out for the whole, uh, yeah, I'm working on it."
I mean, if you don't have time, I know how to read a book. I just assumed you will understand it better than I will. I can also ask Zaris. He seems to understand it a little bit too. I don't want to put you out.
I don't, I don't think this is anything that we're going to be able to figure out in a book.
No, I want to understand if, I mean, the book will tell you what what a normal simulacrum is, correct?
Correct.
I want to know if that is truly different from what we're dealing with.
Well, it definitely is because there's more than one, it seems.
Okay.
So it might be just that, but it might be more. It's hard to tell exactly. Also, simulacrum itself is actually a very difficult, and therefore there's not a lot of the writings in it are in some very old texts. I mean, feel free to peruse, but it might be.
Does it normally take part of a soul?
Um, I guess that's kind of up for debate.
Okay.
It's not listed like that, but honestly, scholars and logisticians would probably not venture that deep.
Yeah, we're gonna go downstairs and talk to the rest of the group if you want to join or
Sure, yeah, I'll come in a minute. I'm just gonna move these over to my room,
Okay.
and they're very heavy, so yeah, I'll join you down there.
Okay.
She, uh, kind of actually we'll say she just said, Marvin. The door opens and then she walks through. Cool. I'll say a few moments pass by, and we cut to a scene where everybody except for Noros and Raylor
And Huxley, right?
and Huxley are at the table. And with that, we'll take our 10-minute break. See you guys in 10.
I was gonna be the DM, but Joe came back.
I am back. Good. Nice try.
You can be Eldrin. Exactly. And I, as the DM, y'all win. Y'all did it.
Hey,
All fucked around and he found out.
awesome.
We beat D&D.
We beat D&D.
Finally.
Do we level up now?
Awesome.
Like,
I take
to level 20.
my trident and in celebration, I snap it over my leg and I throw
I gotta
it
give
to
that
the
back to
side.
my mom.
No, Mom's gonna be so mad.
No.
Mom's gonna be
don't
mad at
No.
us.
be mad
Nora's
at
like, she
us.
finally likes me and now she's gonna be so
No.
mad.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
that's my mom's. No.
That's great. Hi everyone, we are back. Actually, we'll put this to let's go back to the stealth thing. I like that sound. Okay. We have Brumhilda, Guar, Wilbur, Saren, Eldrin, and Milo sitting around the table, and I think there's been a solid pregnant pause of silence. Who breaks it?
So, how'd it go?
As well as could be expected. Guar, he's fine. He's being guarded by Norris. Unless you're questioning the capabilities of my husband. Would you please look at me and pay attention to this conversation?
No. I'm questioning the abilities of your husband.
Then you can go upstairs and you can sit with Raylor and he'll come down here and he can discuss this with us. Commander.
He's not going up there.
I completely ignore.
Are we? I mean, you didn't kill him, so.
No, and none of us are going to do that. Not at the
No,
moment.
we're not. It's not his fault. He didn't know what he was.
His-
And the Raylor that's up there is most likely still a part of my Raylor.
Yes,
The real
and
one.
Her Raylor is alive. Persona confirmed it. Persona also confirmed that I do have some capabilities that can protect us from this Raylor being controlled and doing things to hurt us. So I'm going to do some research into that and pray about that tonight. There are options, and they don't all include killing him. Although Raylor and I have an agreement, and if it comes to it, I will do that. Guar.
Why do you get to do it?
Because you want it too badly.
You don't know my heart. This isn't out of hatred, this is out of responsibility.
Me killing him would be a mercy and not just because of some responsibility. But we're not there yet.
Virtue this, virtue that. The only reason I stay in this room now is out of respect for all of you. Because I've grown to trust all of you. And I will honor that. I look at Saren. I hear what you are saying. And the last thing I want to do is cause you pain. But as I said to Milo and Wilbur, I would rather you be upset with me and alive.
You're not gonna kill him.
I know. I am sitting here.
The look in your eye says differently.
I am remaining vigilant.
If he's a threat to us, he's not being one willingly.
That's not what this is about.
Then explain it to us. Make us understand.
cannot make you do anything.
You can use your words to make us understand.
Not now, Eldrin.
Cora, if you won't even explain this to us and you're just going to stare up there, how are we supposed to get on the same page with anything? What about all the stuff you were telling me earlier about how we all need to trust each other and we need to be on the same page and not have petty squabbles? Let's talk.
Well, are you willing to let someone other than yourself talk? Because you gave me 0.1 seconds to respond to you. Thank you. And now, just to save time, I think I would go into the story of how we were betrayed by spies. We were betrayed by spies. We were betrayed. We were gaining strength. We were gaining momentum. We felt like the tide was about to turn, and then we got destroyed. So I'll come into the end of that. I should have seen it. I could have seen it if I had paid more attention. I was so wrapped up in the cause that I didn't. I let them all down. For all I know, I'm the only survivor. I will not let that happen again. I don't want to kill whatever version of Raylor that is. But my desire to keep us intact and strong and to protect all of you is greater than how you might feel about me for doing what I need to do. I look at Saren. I will not, unless I have a very good reason to, I will not do it.
And I won't let you. We know at least a little bit of what's happening. Eldrin talked to Persona, and Persona believes that she's able to somehow protect us, and we have Broomhilda and Marvin. We can, I don't know, shield him from spying on us until we figure this thing out.
I think that we can use this as an advantage as well. Once we have a little bit more control of the situation and we have some protections in place, we can use him to lure out whoever this is. It could be Grincelli, it could be Tal himself, but we can use this.
If that's the case, we are not ready for either of them.
Okay. Well, he stays in Marvin until we have this figured out. He's not to leave. And he is to be guarded at all times.
I need assurances that you will all do what we need to do if it comes to that.
I have already told Raylor that I will.
You know I can't.
Why are you spitting in your hand?
It's an oath.
If you want to do an oath, I take out a dagger and I was like, then let's just do a blood oath.
I already cut my hand twice today. I don't want to do it again. This is cleaner.
I don't want to spit in my hand and put it into your hand.
It's fine. Wilbur did it.
I mean, yeah, we all kind of did it while you were up there. It was meaningful at the time.
I look at Saren and Broomhilda to see if I'm alone. Okay.
Broomhilda is just staring at Guar.
If my word isn't enough for you, Guar, then maybe I shouldn't be part of this group. I'm not spitting in my hand.
I offer it to Saren.
Am I promising to kill him if it comes to it? Because I won't do that.
No, this is me saying that I trust you, and I need you to trust me as well. that we will all do what we need to do, regardless of what it is, when the time comes. And yes, that may mean that, but you've already discussed that without me, so that part seems like it was already discussed, figured out. So,
Why? That's
just
why
saying.
we're here. Is to discuss that. I don't think there's any reason to be shaking any hands, because we're all here to discuss it.
I sit back.
Saren and I may have pinpointed at least his first clear memory. So I don't believe that the Raylor that was with Huxley was the simulacrum. I think that was actually Raylor, because all of his memories there are very fuzzy. I don't know what that means yet, but he does remember meeting with Gruncelli. He doesn't completely remember what she was saying. He remembers hearing about Maplelease. And at least as far as he is aware or believes, he's never been to Honoria, so I don't know where that leaves us with Volmos.
Eldrin, roll me just a straight d20.
Oh, this is never good for me, Joe. 16.
Okay. I think in surveying the room, I think there's a moment where you recognize that there is because I think this is more of just like more than just a wisdom check. I think there's, well, I don't know. I'll just say this. You notice that as Guar is clearly on one side, I'd say, and Wilbur, correct me if I'm wrong, but based on your interaction, Wilbur seems to be, obviously avoiding eye contact with you, but you notice that Wilbur's kind of nodded. I think, Miranda, you even nodded when Guar was saying a couple of the things. You get the idea that Guar's not alone. And you know where you stand, and you know where Saren stands.
I assume Milo's in the middle.
And you get an idea of where Brimhilda stands. I think you look at Milo and you realize that you're not sure.
Milo, weigh in here. How do you feel?
I was talking with Warren Wilbur earlier. Objectively, the safest route is nip it in the bud. That no emotions, no relationship involved. That is the safest route. I also know how painful that Milo's gonna make eye contact with Eldrin, and I know how painful of an ask that is. I don't think that that's something we can ask of Saren. I think that's too much. I wouldn't put that on you, Saren. But I do trust. I do trust Broomhilda's craft, and I trust Eldrin's wisdom. I trust your connection with your god. I think that's you've several times of you seem to have a closer connection with your god than I do with most people. I would respect the decision of the group either way, but I knowing this group and knowing who we are, I think we can find a less painful solution than pruning a rose bush. It seems it's a little heavier. It's a little more complex than that.
Yes. Thank you, Milo.
If Volmos would have not, if the real Volmos wouldn't have been dead, and we could have saved the parts of his soul to put them back together, I would have never suggested killing him just to keep us safe. And
I would be in Saren's shoes. I would not allow any of you to touch him if that was the case.
Yeah, I don't appreciate that being brought up as an option for Raylor.
Because let's be honest, if it was any one of us in this room right now, we wouldn't be discussing just killing us. We would do everything that we can to fix it.
Exactly.
What makes Raylor different? Because he's been here, 2 days? Well, he's been Saren's partner for how long, Saren? Much longer than you've known us.
I mean, I've known him almost my entire life. We've been together for, I don't know, since we were 80. It's over 40 years now. I won't allow any of you to just kill him, even if it's not all of him. The chance that it could be a part of his soul that he needs, and the fact that the real one is still out there, I'm not giving up on him like that.
Yes. Persana's already confirmed that souls can't be in pieces for very long.
So I don't have a more tactful way to say. We know he has a shelf life, for lack of a better term. Is there a way we can? And Milo's going to look at Broomhilda. Is there a way this can be a benefit to us, or is this just a liability that we're assuming?
Logically, that is a difficult thing to. Looking at Sarah and just like having like a momentary sort of like sigh. Logically, it is a difficult thing to determine. It'd be a hard thing to add up. Technically speaking, having another ally in any sort of combat that we have ahead would be a boon to us. I'm not entirely sure of Raylor's capabilities. But the chances on that switch being flipped makes it difficult. I mean, assumedly there would be one person in any simulacrum. There's one person who's in command. So if that one person knew that that Raylor was in combat on our side, it would most likely just take a simple word for that to become a negative for us. The likelihood of them being around or technically speaking, there's no range on this command, so it'd have to be something where they would understand where Raylor is, and that's it.
Is this something like a charm spell? I understand that he is a simulacrum, a copy made of snow and ice water, but could the simulacrum survive without the connection to its creator? The charm?
Technically, yes. Technically speaking, yeah, a simulacrum could live an entire, technically speaking, a simulacrum also does not age. They are a copy of that figure, and they do not evolve from that form. So, or dissolve, I guess, another. So, technically speaking, I mean, I guess there is truth to saying that if that creature that has the command is thwarted, then this Noros would be.
You mean Raylor?
Sorry, Raylor.
What do you know?
This Raylor. This Raylor would be free.
Okay. What is the point of simulacrums normally? Are they, as Guar describes, people meat shields for wizards? They're not meant to live.
No. Way too much work is done into a simulacrum to assume that they're a simple meat shield. They're typically designed for... Usually simulacrums are made of other wizards or other spellcasters. As big-headed as that sounds, there's sometimes a lot of research and things that kind of go into that having a secondary person that is going to think and be everything like you is very useful. But
what happens when they're destroyed? Is there a body?
I doubt it. It
So
doesn't specifically say.
Could, in theory, the soul find its way back to the original? I'm not saying that, and I look at Saren, I'm not saying that that's a risk we take or we experiment with Raylor. I'm just trying to understand.
I think Brimhilda, being the scientist, there is no concrete evidence that would prove that.
It might be something that we have to try.
I did have and this is Brimhilda talking, fully in character, not the DM necessarily. I did have a thought on this, and the idea of assuming the conceptual idea of the soul and the whatever version of a soul that literally is far beyond my understanding, and I would dare to say anyone else that is currently living. And looks at Saren. There is an entity we know that seems to know a lot about souls.
An entity hasn't been very helpful.
Yeah.
What about the other entity that knows about souls?
Yeah, there is
his rival.
Mm-hmm.
It's a possibility. I guess Saren's connection with this other being is close enough that I think it would make more sense to be able to make a deal with that figure than someone who seemed to send a small army after me treading on her territory, from what I understand.
Catherine thinks that we should, and I'm not trying to get off of topic, but Catherine thinks that we should seek out people who know the Raven Queen on land to try to help Saren with her current problem. I turned to Milo. I believe you know someone.
Yeah. Oren is, I don't understand it, but, can I share this?
You're talking to Warren.
Yeah.
Sure, what?
Milo's gonna like.
Sorry, old man voice. Sure, what? I'll find it.
Yeah,
Sure, what?
Sure, what, bruh?
What's up?
Milo's gonna like. You guys are pretty familiar with this by now, and Milo's just mid sentence gonna go glassy eyed, and as he talks with Oren, and is it okay if I share that you have a deal, a similar situation to Saren with the Raven Queen, or is that not a?
Well, I mean, it's difficult. I know that Saren is close to you, and I recognize that there is some deep reason on. I believe that destiny has a hold of her as it has a hold on you. On the other side, she is a soldier for the enemy of whom I am connected with. Roll me a d20.
While he's talking in his head, I feel like we're all just looking at each other and having like just just waiting patiently.
I am talking to Celeste in my head.
Oh.
Okay. It was a 14.
14. You could say that I can help, but I would rather not you name specifics.
Okay.
No. He's back, guys.
I can. Oren. Oren is a soul that hasn't moved on. I think he can help us. He seems to have a. He has a grasp on how not to leave. So he might have a grasp on how to get people to leave or get people back together.
Yeah, because I fear that Saren already made a deal with Venesepa, and Eldrin's allowed to say it. Saren's not. Yeah. Well, so I see your face and I say, I mean, Chad.
He was a good man.
And he plays dirty. he made Saren make a deal, coerced her with her and Wilbur's lives. So I fear that if she makes another deal with him, it's just going to have more negative consequences for her life.
I mean, another way to look at it from a like divine perspective. I don't know. I read a lot of fairy tales as a kid, and they often think they're helping in those situations where they feel like they, as a last ditch effort, they throw a life preserver ring that's covered in, red ants or something at you.
Or red coral.
Sure.
You see Brumhilda looking around the room. She was deeply into. She's looking around the room, trying to see like if anybody else has like understanding or realization. What?
They're saying in their mind, in Chad's mind, he likely sees that that they saved Saren's life, even if the life preserver is,
Milo, I think
gonna
your
bite
heart
the
is
shit out of you.
your heart is far too gentle. I don't think that Chad cares, or if anything, he knows that he was taking advantage of a situation and he took it.
I think that's exactly what happened. I don't exactly want to go
I will
make
say-
more deals.
I will say the more I've learned, and I haven't shared this with you yet, Saren, Chad is definitely more powerful than we initially thought. Even Persona himself has to have a deal with him in order to get our souls.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I think that decides that. If Saren's not comfortable with it, then we look at other options.
If that's an option we have to take, then I could try, but...
Saren, I don't think Raylor, the one upstairs, or the real one, would want you to hurt yourself and your life any further to save him.
Right. To be clear, and this might be feeling too idealistic, it would be some sort of deal that would be something that we all can understand and decide on agreeing in a level of helping to Sarah, not in a level of distrust, but before making a decision.
Yes, I mean, it would be something that we could help her with, but I don't feel comfortable treading into deals with other gods.
All this is happening. I am talking to Celeste in my head.
Mm-hmm. What was it?
And I'm just saying, everything in my being wants to neutralize the threat. But I also don't want to ruin everything we've built. Because we need to take Tal down, and that's the most important thing. But I cannot help just wanting us to be safe until we're not. Any insight would be great.
I cannot respond above board. Check your Discord.
I mean, we were talking. We know there's more than one market in the soul game.
Yes.
Would it? I mean, I wouldn't be conflicting with any. I don't have any current deals with any deities or all-powerful beings, or I'm not currently an all-powerful being. as he looks
Don't
at
sell
Warder.
yourself short, Milo.
I can't tell if you're bragging or selling yourself short.
I'm,
Be humble.
And I turn to look at Noros because I made a little joke because Milo is short and realize he's not there and no one will get it.
Okay, hang. I was like, he better not be down here.
I,
No, Eldrin turns to. Oh, yeah. Okay.
and so Milo says, "Yeah, I don't know if it would be, I don't know how willing to help or communicate with one of us she would be knowing if she knew another of our party was in league with Chad, but
Well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? That's saying. If she knows that Saren is not pleased with this deal, I mean, this is a woman that clawed her way to godhood. I'm pretty sure she did so by, making deals that she didn't always want to make.
I mean, if she could help break my deal and help us put Raylor back together, I don't know.
Because not to be insensitive, but Catherine indicated that your afterlife is not going to be ideal, Saren. I think you can assume that at this point, if you stay in this deal.
We were all there, and yeah, obviously not great.
Yeah. So we need to figure this out no matter what.
oh no, there was that big guy. He seemed pretty chill.
The one that tried to kill us?
The dead father?
Yeah, that's the one. He was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably get close to him.
Yeah, serving a deity for all of eternity in hell, basically. Not exactly ideal.
Although I thought it was purgatory, not hell. I'm just trying to put a little bit of a silver lining on it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're like a level up from hell.
Mm-hmm. Not the
Where,
worst.
like, you don't. Yeah, but you
Not
don't.
the
You
worst.
don't. I mean, the heating bill's good. Like you don't have to really.
Crush. You guys hear a shatter, and the coffee cup in my hand, I smashed it. Not on purpose. I was just so stressed out.
Guar.
What is it, boy?
What?
What are you?
If anyone's saying "What is it, boy?" we should be saying that to you, shouldn't we?
You crushed your coffee cup for a reason?
What? Oh shit!
Didn't you say you didn't want to cut your hand again?
Eldrin, roll me a d20.
Oh no, I don't like that.
I look at Saren and I just say
12.
Okay.
Norris is dead.
Noros, you just hear a and you know it's Noros.
Yeah, I know the sound of his body hitting the floor.
Yeah, Raylor threw him out the window, actually.
it's kind of squishy sounding.
Yeah, it's kind of squishy sounding. He has a dad bod.
Because he's
pulled
wet.
Jazzy Jeff through Noros out the window.
Poor Norris, he can't catch a break.
I look at Saren and I just say, I like this fire in you. We're going to need that if we're gonna have a chance to defeat Grancelli, to defeat Tal, to defeat everyone we're trying to do. I need this from you. You need this from you. But we need to direct it where it needs to go. I am not your enemy. We need to do what it takes to defeat Tal. I, more than any of you, understand that. He will not go quietly. He will not go down without a fight. We will not go without losing someone. But we have to defeat him. And I need that fire in all of you.
In this moment, as Guar is looking at Saren, from Hilda, all of a sudden looks up, jumps up to her feet, hands on the desk, and yells, "No! No!" I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, God.
Shit.
Hell of a time to roll in that 20.
3.
Dirty 20.
25, not 20.
Should I roll for Norris?
Nope, you already did.
Oh. He gets advantage on initiative, just saying.
That's why I had you roll a d20 twice.
When did I roll it twice?
Hey,
Had you roll at the beginning of the conversation.
Oh, okay.
pretty sneaky, sis.
I don't like it. Very Venesepa-like to me.
I mean,
I could have just. I could have just rolled.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It's almost like our DM is Venesepa.
Oh my god, no. But he's also Persona. And Persona is light.
Okay. Interesting. Sarah at that 25.
Oh, do you need mine? I have a 10.
Yeah, so we're gonna get them all here in a minute.
Okay.
So we'll start with Guar.
Oh, I got a 3 though.
3. Cool.
Yeah.
Wilbur.
7.
7.
It's going great.
Eldrin.
10.
Milo.
dirty 20.
Okay, let me put these in orders because that order is going to be incredibly important.
Really
damn it, if we
interesting order.
If we lose Marvin again, so help me God.
That is a really interesting order, though. Like,
Yeah.
for what I think this is going to be, this is a really interesting order.
And do we have any idea where Huxley is? Or is he just
You do not.
outside somewhere?
Is in the grove. Groving it up.
Just chilling with the wombats while all hell breaks loose.
Okay, Saren. You see Brimhilda look up and yell, "No." What would you like to do?
Double dash up the stairs.
You got it.
Just
So,
all of her movement.
so be clear to me what you're using here.
Okay.
So movement.
Because she can bonus action dash. Her movement's 35. And dash doubles that?
Doubles that. Yep.
Okay.
So 70 feet of movement.
So 70 feet. How far does 70 feet get her?
I would like you to roll me a. I'm gonna say. Actually, no. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this here on this, just so that we have a understanding. Your intention is what?
To get to Raylor.
You got it. Cool. So I'm going to say, because of the situation, even with the idea of like how fast you're moving, there is a door to open. There is a possibility of Noros being in your way. There's a possibility of the tables, all the chairs, things like that going in your way. So I'm going to say, what is your proficiency?
+5.
+5. Okay, cool. So I'm going to say, because I think this is hard, to get here in time. So I will minus the DC to be close enough, and I mean within 5 feet of Raylor, from 17 to 12. So I'm rolling for it. You need a 12 or higher to get within 5 feet of Raylor. Does that make sense? Everybody on the same page? Cool. I'll say without that, you are, I will say 15 feet.
Okay.
All right, here we go. This is very important. Here we go. It's a 14 on the die. Okay. Interesting. Saren, you race up the stairs faster than you ever have before. A moment of like full adrenaline rushes through you as you run up the stairs and you see Raylor This is interesting, yeah. You see Raylor backing up from the window. Noros, as you move through, Noros kind of instinctively is like turning towards you, but doesn't have really a time to react. As you come flying through to grab onto Raylor. I would like you to give me a let's see this, because this is tricky as hell. Okay. Oh, this felt tip Sharpie is orange.
I hate you.
I need a black one. Okay. I am writing down the DC for the perception check for you to be able to figure out what's going on.
$25.
Ugh.
Oh.
DC's 30.
Can I give her
So-
my inspiration?
Yeah. I'll allow it.
Well, what did you roll?
Well, actually, no, I'm going to say
13.
no, because the whole
Okay.
point of that was to have
Okay.
it before we knew the answer.
Okay.
So,
But I want to
I-
know now.
I had like 2 I didn't use, but I think they were yesterday in game.
gotcha.
Those are gone.
Yeah, you see Raylor is moving backwards as you kind of hold on to him. You still have an action.
Does it look like he's scared of something that's outside? Or does it look like he's the threat? Or is that more the
I
perception
will allow
check?
an insight. I will allow an insight check, same DC.
Okay. No. It was a 10. 22. What can I do?
So I will say, I mean, honestly, to answer that, I would say you are facing his back. You you don't feel like you necessarily have time to, like, you've kind of caught him as he was moving backwards. You do not have time to be able to kind of like see his face in this.
Can she like draw her scimitar and hold her action to attack if something that was not in Marvin, like, comes in. So if, like, something comes in the window, or it's a perceived enemy tries to come towards them, she will attack.
You can, if you would like. The range on your scimitar is 5 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So in the D&D mechanics here, there's you 5 feet, there's Raylor 5 feet, and then if there was something in front, that would be another 5 feet.
Can she get in front of Raylor? No.
That was your movement.
Okay. She can try to restrain him, just in case something's happening with him.
You could do that.
Okay.
So I'm going to just tell everybody above board, because I've actually done this a couple times in the past couple weeks. I do not know the answer to this. So it's not like there's an answer and you have to find it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think for now she's gonna try to restrain him.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check.
$15.
Would you like to roll for Raylor?
Yeah.
So it'd be,
Is it
athletics or acrobatics? In this case, it looks like acrobatics.
acrobatics? Okay. 9.
Okay. Raylor is successfully restrained. Anything else on Saren's turn?
Can't do anything else.
Okay. Noros is close behind, but is not who is next. Actually, technically, Milo will be up before Noros. But before Milo, rolling a higher initiative than I've ever had him roll,
Oh no.
is Huxley.
Yep.
Drops invisibility. Bonus action goes to move as if to take something from his waist. And you see a blade get drawn, but seemingly from nowhere. It is black. Not dark, but black as night. I've already done the math on what this would be. Technically, he has 2 attacks. One would be a sneak attack because he has advantage. Because Saren, you are restraining Raylor.
Oh.
Both
Is
are
he-
with Shadowblade.
Is he an ally if he's doing something I don't want him to do?
No, but you're restraining, which gives attacks against the person restrained advantage.
Cool. Great.
Story-wise, that made sense to put it that way, but I will tell you also he's coming out of invisibility, so I would say he has advantage anyways.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes you feel better.
Double advantage.
Yeah. Okay. So, Raylor is unarmored, AC of 12. Huxley, I just want to make sure this is everything above board because I'm going to be rolling this all in front of everybody. Huxley, with this attack, is an attack of... let me make sure I don't make this up. 10. So first attack is with advantage. Here we go. One of them is a nat 1, which is amazing. The other one is a 9. So, the first damage for this is 46 plus 3d8 plus 1d4 plus 5.
Is that God's tooth? What the hell is he using?
It is Shadowblade. So, what was I going to say? Last thing I was going to say is Raylor's hit points is 51.
And he can't be healed.
Not unless his creator's around.
Y'all, the drama.
That was crazy low, I'm going to be honest. 2. Crazy low. Holy cow.
He does have what is it called? The thing. Talisman of Vitality on. Which means if he drops to 0 hit points, he drops to 1 hit point and the talisman shatters.
Okay, good to know. Let me check that real quick.
I put that on him before he went to talk with Huxley. For this reason. Good to know that was warranted.
You don't scorn an ex, you know? Like, it's...
Okay, cool. Yes, this one carrying the vulnerability to necrotic damage, which thankfully Shadowblade is not. I don't believe. Actually, I should check just to make sure.
Don't check.
Also, again, I rolled
Thanks.
crazy low.
God, how many times are we going to have to stop Huxley from killing someone?
Psychic damage. Yeah, so.
At least it's not
And this one's younger than the last one.
No. 3.
Only like weeks old.
That's true. Simulacrum age, maybe, yeah.
15. Unbelievably low. 15 plus 5 is 20. I will tell you, I did the math here and I asked ChatGPT on average how much damage would this do? So they said 56.
What the hell?
Well, he's got another attack, right?
He does.
I got a nat 1.
Is it
What's that?
20
No, it
total?
was advantage on that, so he had 1
20
total.
Oh, got
okay.
it.
I thought you said 46 or something plus whatever.
Plus
4D,
3d8.
4D6.
4d6. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, jeez.
So 21. I'm going to just put this down so that I'm not forgetting as these numbers are going to be very important to what comes up.
Wait, 20 or 21? 21?
Sorry, 20. Thank you. 20.
Okay.
20. Yeah, 20.
So he's
and then
31.
Okay. The second attack is also with advantage this time because you're restraining him. That is a natural 19 on the die.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Shadowblade doesn't crit at 19. What a
Yeah, that was 4 rolls and no
Wow.
crits. So
Norris would have crit if it was him because he's a fighter. So let's all just think about how great he is.
And then I would have killed your husband. So
Yeah.
If he ever rolled a 19.
Okay. Okay.
okay, I want to make sure I'm doing this right.
Eldrin, you look and Eldrin's already up there, and somehow her and Norris are making out in a corner.
Unbelievable, guys. A 3, a 3, and a 2 on the D8s. So all below
crap.
average.
good.
5, 8, plus 4,
17.
12 plus 5 is 17. 20. So 37 total.
Yeah, he's at 14.
Okay. Yeah, you see Huxley kind of come out of the darkness and slices twice at Noros's throat, both times managing to
You mean
hit
Raylor, right?
Raylor.
Raylor.
God
But
damn, stop
just-
trying to kill him.
My apologies.
No, he meant Norris. It's yeah.
So slices twice, but manages both times. I will say, because your perception was good, just not good enough, I will say in this moment you see Huxley's eyes are the goggles are off, but you can see that his entire his face coming down from his eyes are just a beet red, in the idea that he has been, crazy tears. But as he slices twice, and we see Norris's
Excuse me.
Raylor.
Raylor. Okay, if I say, guys, you know what I mean, right? As you see Raylor's essence start to kind of spill out onto the floor, with water being not even close to the same amount of thickness as blood. It sounds like a lot. There is a kind of like strange sort of like gush that seems to the floor, as Raylor seems to kind of like fall back into your arm, Saren. Roll a perception check. Actually, I'm going to roll a medicine check for Huxley. Which he is not proficient in. But he should be. I'm going to say he's proficient in this, knowing how much damage he's done. So plus 7 to this. I'm going to say 15 or higher. He knows that this is not a killing blow. But if it's any lower, he seems to think it is. Here we go. It's a nat one. Huxley looks at you. Saren makes eye contact with you, and you can see that his eyes are so bloodshot and watery that there's like a lot. The amount of blinking he's done, even in this motion, which also probably kind of pertains to that nat one that he got. As he's looking at you, he only really has like a second before he's having to shut his eyes again because they're watering up so bad. So he looks at you and goes, "I told you I was fucking right." And he jumps out the window. That is the end of Huxley's turn. Milo, your turn.
Milo's using bonus. Well, I don't actually know if he needs bonus action dash. He's got 50 feet of movement.
So we said like 65 was what would be to get to here for Saren.
Okay, he'll dash and get up there.
50 would get you to the door, I will say.
No, he'll use his bonus action.
Cool.
As he gets to gets into the space, make an inside check. See what is he's seeing Saren holding a flushing Raylor.
Yeah. And Noros is just sort of rushing, like as I think you come into the room, you see him like actually kind of like go as if he's going to strike you passing by with reaction sort of attack, but then sees that it's you at the last minute, and then just kind of points to Saren, clutching. I imagine, Raylor's a little taller than you, right? So Raylor is like full, like kind of like this. As Saren, you're kind of like clutching 1 foot back just to kind of hold his weight up.
Oh, this has to be fast. Does Noros point at Raylor, or does Noros point...
Noros is pointing at the situation, which is Saren and Raylor.
Milo's gonna punch Raylor. Looking at the situation, that's what Milo's walking into, is a restrained Raylor, a swinging Noros, and Noros pointing at Raylor.
Is Saren allowed to say anything?
Yeah, I think so. I will say.
Talking's a free action.
Well, here's the thing on this. I will say, to be fair on this, Milo is allowed to say something, and Saren, you're allowed to respond.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I think.
I don't want to take away from the character. If you think Milo would speak.
Yeah, he's never shutting his mouth. I think. Yeah, as Milo's running into the room, Milo's saying, mildly annoyed that he got beat. Saying what the hell happened, or what's going on.
He needs a healer. Huxley went out the window. I don't... Eldrin or Broomhilda...
That's it.
Yeah.
With that, then Milo's going to use the rest of his dash, the rest of his movement, so whatever the 65... So 25 more... Or 35 more feet out the window.
You're going to use your other dash.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to use the rest of my movement from that dash, from that bonus action dash.
Right. It was 65 for Saren, and with difficulty, I will say. It was it was 65 feet. And I would say, honestly, to be fair on this, Saren rolled extremely high to be able to get to this position here. So I think with the idea of like the adrenaline that's running through from Saren would be more than what the adrenaline is running through from Milo.
Sure.
So I think with... oh, wait. I'm sorry. What is your move speed with dash?
With dash is 100 feet.
100 feet. Okay, thank you. So yeah, with 100 feet, you are able to... Okay. Let me do some math here.
Okay.
Yeah, with a 100, right? So 65 to get to Raylor. We'll say because of how close they were to the... So Raylor is 65. No, sorry, Saren is 65. Raylor 70. Where Huxley was 75. You're able to get... actually, roll me a perception check as you jump out the door. I would have you roll an acrobatics check, but honestly, you're a monk. There's no point.
Perception?
Yes.
It was 24.
24. He is not being stealthy at all. He's just running. He knows that that at least some of the party is going to be after him, but he is not faster than a monk. So Milo, you were able to get behind him,
Nice.
within 5 feet.
Okay. And I haven't used an action yet.
That's without using your action, yeah.
Yeah. of the idea I'm gonna do, and then the dumb, funny idea was to punch him in the back of the head.
Sure.
But no, I'm gonna trip him with my quarterstaff.
Is this something that you have, or is this like saying I want to essentially grapple?
Well, I'm gonna all right, I'm gonna swing at his legs with my quarterstaff. Try and take his legs out.
Mechanically, what are you doing?
I'm
What are you using on your character sheet to do what you're doing?
I'm attacking with my quarterstaff at his legs to not hurt him, but to stop him. I mean, to hurt him, but to mostly stop him.
Okay, but mechanically, is there anything that would
Yeah,
create that as a possibility besides just hitting him in the legs? Because you can't call your shot in D&D, so it's
Yeah,
you're
just
attacking.
yeah. No, that's just color. Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with the
Got it.
quarterstaff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is 21 to hit.
Okay, you are behind him. I rolled another nat 1 on Huxley.
You don't roll well on Huxley. I do.
It's so fucking crazy. So I would say with that, he is not aware of you catching up to him, so he's not able to cast shield. Which I think you said at 21?
Yeah.
Wouldn't matter. Would have been a waste anyways. His AC is garbage right now. So yeah, you hit him.
That was an 11 to hit. Or 11 damage, sorry.
11 damage. Got it. Okay, he turns to face you.
What the hell did you come from, and what happened?
He puts his arm up in your face.
Milo's hit him again.
You got it.
It's cocked. That's a 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
That is 10 damage.
Actually, I'm so sorry.
So,
Roll that attack roll again.
okay.
As coming down out of nowhere, we hear this weird sort of like squawk, but it sounds like stuck with gears and metal, sort of like gears and like metal scraping together against the beak as ZO3, I believe was what it was, right?
Zoe, you mean?
Yep.
Comes in, tries to deflect the attack.
The second roll was what's math? 27.
Cool. Yeah, still hits. So, what was the damage?
It was 10.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's all I got. I already used my bonus action.
Okay. Cool. All right. With that, it is now Noros' turn.
How high up are we with like how high up in the air are we?
That's a good question. I'd say 40 feet.
Oh, it hurt.
Oop.
So we're 40 feet up. Let me see if I wanted to throw that. I'm trying to. I can throw a weapon, right? Why can't I find it on here? I can throw the Biden. I know that. It comes back.
Yeah.
But how far can I throw? Let me find it. Hold on. Inventory. It's a 2060, so it would be disadvantage, right?
Yes. While you're figuring that out, Eldrin would be next, and then Wilbur, and then Brumhilda, and then Guar. The rest of you guys rolled bad.
I think Noros will. This is a really confusing situation, so he's gonna go down to his knees with next to Saren and see if she can help. See if he can help with Raylor.
Okay. So mechanically, what are you trying to do?
I would say he's holding his action in case Huxley comes back to attack.
Okay.
But he narratively he's seeing if there's anything he can do to help Saren.
You got it. Yeah, there's a moment of seeing the waters. I'll say honestly, like we'll say narratively speaking, like there's a possibility without spending that like thing. There's a possibility that like Noros like instinctively on the fly is like ice water is coming out. Maybe I can put it back in and it's just control water.
He can't control water. He doesn't have that. He only had.
So it's probably just yelling to Eldrin. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I mean, yeah. It wouldn't have worked anyways, but honey, that's how that works, right? You can just put the blood back in and
it was my first thought too as Larianne. I was like, could I control water?
Miranda, you're a nurse. Does that work? You just put the blood back in?
Hey, this isn't blood, this is water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Cool. Awesome. Great. Cool. That ends Norris's turn. Is now Eldrin's turn. Wilbur, you're on deck.
Eldrin would have to go her full like 6. Because she has only a 30-foot speed. She would have to dash to even just get to Noros, right?
Yeah.
So Eldrin, not knowing what's going on, dashes and makes it to Noros, and I think she falls down in front of him and is checking him over and saying, "Are you okay? What's wrong? What happened? Did he hurt you?" And like has his head in her hands and is like checking him for wounds.
Oh, you're checking Noros? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Noros will Noros will respond in going, no, Raylor, the water.
I can't read Raylor, so.
Yeah.
And I also don't. Well, I have a bonus action, right?
You do.
I don't know anything about healing, right? Like a.
I believe.
I thought Broomhilda mentioned it.
Broomhilda specifically mentioned that regular healing will not work.
Yeah, I look at Raylor and I say, I can't do anything.
Raylor is, at this point, choking as the water is pushing into his lungs.
So did Broomhilda tell us, or did you just tell us that like she has the herbs and stuff to? I
think Broomhilda told
healing.
Eldrin. Okay, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I can't do anything else. I could only do a bonus action, right? And then let me look at what my bonus actions are. Because I wish I could control water and get the water out of his lungs at least, but yeah, Eldrin, because healing word's not going to work, so she can't do anything.
Yeah, so. Cool. Let's have some fun with this. Saren, roll me a Constitution saving throw for Raylor. I'll put him at the end of the.
What is that?
Eldrin will yell for Broomhilda, though.
Cool.
10.
10 is not going to cut it. Once it is Raylor's turn, Raylor is going to begin suffocating.
Ooh.
Great, I hate that.
Great, I hate that.
Cool.
Cool, awesome. Great. That ends Eldrin's turn. Wilbur, it is your turn.
How far do I have to dash/run to get up to him?
60... right around 60 feet gets you kind of like in the hustle and bustle.
Okay, I can just make it right there.
Well, Wilbur, you also have something that we've ignored for a while, that racial trait thing.
What, the natural sprinter?
Yes.
Yeah, that's, it still only doubles my movement.
Right. So that would give you, the doubling as your normal movement. You can double your movement once per long rest.
Yeah, so 60 feet.
Right. So that gives you
Yeah.
that movement without having to use the dash action. If that makes
So you can do
sense.
an action.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So I could still do an action. Okay.
Yes, that's extremely useful, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is equivalent to like the tabaxi sort of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, if I
Tabaxi.
yeah, don't shh.
Don't you dare.
This is where you get. This is the session you guys find out that Wilbur is secretly a tabaxi.
No.
Wacky tabaxi.
Yeah,
Fucking
so
myself
if it just gets me in the hustle and bustle, I think Wilbur's just gonna like yell out, "Does anyone want to tell me what's going on? What's all the commotion?"
I think there's a possibility that Sarah and Eldrin and Noros all yell in response at the same time.
Eldrin doesn't know. Eldrin goes, I don't know.
Okay.
Saren will just yell out, Raylor needs healing. Hoping Broomhilda hears that, even though she doesn't know that.
Man, so
a
aquatic
thing.
aquatic
I'd say if you're
rejuvenation wouldn't
screaming
even.
that, once
Well,
Broomhilda gets there, she would not need to do a medicine check to know that.
Aquatic. Did you say that aquatic rejuvenation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your question there, Wilbur?
I have aquatic rejuvenation, so that won't even help.
Interesting.
Because that's not
Water.
a healing spell.
No,
Is
it's
it?
my it's
Yeah, I have an idea if it gets to my turn.
I also have
That
an
isn't
idea.
healing. Yeah.
I also have an idea that isn't healing.
It's healing, but it's not healing.
Yep, same.
It will not heal, but I do think if you want to use that, I think that will
Close up his wound, maybe?
it will close up the wound and it will remove the water from his lungs.
okay. I'll
which
do
is
that.
important.
Yeah.
All right.
I will say, give me a. Oh, you're proficient in medicine. That's amazing. Give
Yeah.
me a medicine check, DC 10. Honestly,
Of course, she's proficient in medicine. She's a nurse.
Duh.
you nurse. Why didn't Miranda play a cleric?
22.
Too close to home.
Too close to him. That's fair. It's like me playing a bard. It's like Mike playing a bard.
Yeah.
It's too close.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So using aquatic rejuvenation, that's gonna be a 20.
What? Oh, you're not able to heal with this. This is like you're using this, and what that's doing instead, because you cannot heal. You haven't been here for a couple weeks actually. What we figured out was as a simulacrum, they cannot be healed by normal means.
Gotcha. Okay. Well,
But keeping him from suffocating
yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
dying
huge.
is
It's a big
like
win.
the major thing. He still has 14 hit points. He's not dead, and Huxley jumped out the window. So we're good.
Huxley rolling that nat one, like, because honestly, in my head, as we were figuring that out, I was thinking in my head like, Huxley would probably send the bird in to make sure if it wasn't a nat one. That nat one is like he's so sure, like there's nothing
Yeah.
you can do.
Oh, and how
like-
beautiful would it have been if Huxley could finish the job and then that's where the session ended.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Damn it, Huxley!
But hey, that's the dice. We'll
The
talk
dice
about it later.
spoke.
The dice was so bad, so bad. I did roll a nat 20 on the stealth. I do want
Or
to say
so good.
that. So for a 33, there was nothing. There's nothing Norris could do.
I have a question about that, but I'll ask after.
Sure. Yeah.
Because of the wards and stuff that Broomhilda's supposed to have.
That's why Broomhilda knew.
Okay, good.
That's why she was able to incentive, like this whole initiative started because of her.
Okay, cool.
Otherwise, yeah, Raylor probably would be dead.
Good job, Broomhilda.
Yeah. Okay.
Girl.
My
Wilbur,
girl.
anything else on your turn?
Nothing else for me.
Okay, cool. Broomhilda comes, well, tries as she might with her measly 60 feet with the dash. Comes in and yells, "Bring him into my room!" And that's all she could do in her turn. me just make sure. What she will do is she will yell to Marvin. Marvin, shut it down, and everything closes down. Every window, all the door that leads outside, it all completely just full shuts down. Fort mode. Okay, cool, and that's what she'll do for her turn. And that ends her turn. It is now Guar.
I am going to. I'm gonna use my movement, bonus action, Misty Step, to get the other 30 feet, so I can get into the room.
You got it. You are in the room.
How close am I to Raylor?
So 60 feet gets you within 10.
Okay. I can't really go any further without, well, yeah, I guess I'll just, I guess I could use my dash action. I don't think I'm not close enough to do what I want to do because it requires touch. I guess I'll just...
I'll give you the same thing, but I will say it's a... What do you got? Athletics? It's a DC 20. Athletics. Sorry.
Okay.
No, sorry. What did I say was for you, Sarah?
What?
30, right?
Something was a 30. Yeah.
30 was what she needed to know what was going on in the room.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll say DC... Yeah, DC 20.
Okay. Well, that's a nat 20, so...
Oh!
Beautiful. Yeah. With that, as everybody's kind of crowding around, you're able to at least be able to lay a hand on Raylor.
Okay. For number 20, for 29. So I put one hand on Raylor as I fumble in my pack. I pull out a folded piece of paper, open it up, and I read my mending spell. So I hold finger in the air, half circle in the air, touch the area, and with a loud, clear voice, fix it! Is it working?
Great. Nothing happens.
Fuck!
I love the idea. You see Brimhilda just yelling. Brimhilda's in the background yelling, Guar! Guar! Guar!
What?
Guar, what are you doing?
I'm mending him!
Just pick him up and bring him to my room.
Okay, next time I have movement, I will!
What? Okay, cool.
No, I don't know.
Guar's turn.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
That's all I can do. I just really want to try the mending spell.
Okay. It is...
I love that you take the piece of paper out still to do it, too.
Yeah, that's so good. I love that. Take a point of inspiration for that, Mike. That was great. It is Raylor's turn. Thankfully, Raylor is... you hear just like a... and you hear him just kind of like yelling out, Am I dying? Am I dying?
Not today, you're not.
Okay. That ends Raylor's turn. It's now Saren's turn.
Saren pick him up and try to get
I mean,
him
he's
to
already lost like
Brimhilda's
half
room?
of the water in his body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me an athletics check, DC 15.
No.
Can I give you
No,
my
she
inspiration?
cannot.
Can I
That's
give
a
you my
4.
inspiration?
I can try.
Yeah, you could give you Guar, you
Take
can.
my inspiration.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that urgent anymore.
I want
Are
this
you
to
sure?
happen.
I'll
I
tell you
want this-
what. No. Okay, we'll do it this way because Guar, the mending spell was clear. Like, yeah, it was a valiant try. So I'm going to say, Guar, with the mending spell, I will also allow you to give the help action.
Okay.
So Saren, you are rolling. You're still rolling, but you have advantage, so you don't have to spend that inspiration.
I have a +0,
Nice.
and I don't. I think the advantage is a rope climbing thing that has nothing to do with actually rolling. That's 20
Nat 20. Cool.
on the
Hey.
Huxley dice.
You start with
but
a little struggle in your
I
legs,
love it. I
then
love it.
Yeah, and that was a 4 on the Raylor dice and a 20 on the Huxley dice, which is hilarious considering the situation.
Okay, cool. So let's use that.
Yeah.
The idea. What's going through Saren's mind?
A lot. What? Being terrified that Raylor is going to bleed out, or whatever you would call the equivalent of that with water.
Leak out.
Gross. So just the like sheer adrenaline and panic of, I just convinced my friends to not kill him and now I'm going to lose him. And then also the like anger at Huxley because the second she was gonna be done talking to her friends, she wanted to go find him and be able to explain what was happening and hopefully have some sense of like understanding there. And she feels betrayed because she didn't get to do that, but she also saw how hurt he was and is panicking again because she doesn't know what Milo's gonna do, and she doesn't want he doesn't deserve to be killed because he didn't fully understand the situation. So it's just a lot of back and forth of, I hate you and I want to kill you, but I also, you don't deserve that, and we're all hurt here. Yeah.
So that feeling towards Huxley, the momentary sort of piece of understanding, but that line of you can't take this. This isn't your decision. You can't take this from me. Is what gives you the strength as you say to yourself, "Not today, Huxley," and you pick Raylor up. With Guar kind of like allowing, like giving space, I think, enough. And Saren, you book it out of there straight to Brimhilda's room. Anything else on your turn?
Nope. Just dashing or whatever, going as fast as she can to get him there.
Okay.
Like when the mom lifts the car off the kid.
Yeah.
Call me mommy. Oh, it gets weird now,
Yep,
but
that was
yeah.
It's already a little weird with the mom and the kid, and then here comes Milo.
we don't shame here.
No, absolutely not. Milo. Saren's end your turn.
Yeah. I'm assuming picking him up was the action, and sending with her ring would also be an action.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that's it for now.
You see Huxley pointing. You see there's like a little sort of hole right under his hand that you see is pointed right at your forehead. As you see Huxley looking at you, eyes wild for a moment. after the 2 hits that you that he just seemed to take with the quarterstaff. Maybe
What?
you'll understand someday. And you see, instead of a bullet coming out, you see this inky, dark cloud of blackness that come out and envelops you. Might allow you to say whatever you want, but Huxley's casting darkness.
What is this about? How long have you been in the house?
This is I'll be honest with you, this is not like conversation level. This is like he's leaving.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if I have any like reactions.
Well, I'll just tell you about Board. It is very hard to hit what you can't see, and that's what's happening on here. So unless there's a reaction for you to stop this spell from happening. I was giving you space to be able to, I don't know if you heard me. I was giving you space to be able to respond to what he was saying as he had you point blank and instead decided to just try to escape.
Yeah. Yeah, Milo's gonna. Darkness even work with Milo's dark vision goggles?
Yes, this is magical darkness.
Okay. Yeah, and then Milo's gonna cool, just fucking complicate things and run away. That makes everything a lot easier for you, I bet.
Okay.
Does Milo sense that there's a pause there? Like, does Milo like sense that he's still here? Or is he?
That's a good question.
Damn.
You are not sure.
Okay. Yeah, Milo's gonna just keep talking, I guess, at the darkness. I guess that's who you want us to think you are, anyway. So I mean, at a certain point, the actions have to add up, right? I thought we had some sort of closeness, some sort of like understanding of a group, but it's cool. We'll take care of this while you go figure yourself out. That's fun.
As you say this, Milo, leading into your action, I don't want to take this away from you, so if there's something that you want to do, you certainly could. But is there anything that Milo's doing besides trying to talk this figure into making sense?
No, I think Milo's going to take a passive stance. He's going to put his bow staff back behind his back and then just stand there and probably end on help me understand.
Okay. The magical darkness clears. yourself alone in the forest. You hear crickets, wind pushing through. You have no idea how much he heard. And you're not even sure if it matters. And with that, we will end tonight's session. We'll see you all next week.
Bye.